Okay, yes, we are live. Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in again for another Three Marketeers show. Can you imagine this is already our seventh episode?
Yes.
We started just for fun now, and seventh episode we have heavyweight champion, no, heavyweight guest here today. So I really want to take some time introducing my guest, and for those Manfred and Andrew, you can actually, uh, later, I cut your time a bit, I cut your airtime a bit. I really need to introduce our guest today. Now, we have Roy Chong today. Roy is actually from Singapore. Roy is the advisory group division director of ERA Realty Singapore. This guy has 18 years experience in real estate. He is also a trainer, speaker, best-selling author. He has been around. He probably is the best guy that you want to talk to regarding real estate. That's why we have him here today, because today we want to talk about real estate. So we have a list of questions over here. So if you are watching this, right, remember, whoever who is watching this, can you please say hi already? Hey, Philip. Hey, Chiwai. Philip is here also. Right. So, okay, please share this to any one of your friends who, you believe might benefit from this, because to be very frank, today we have, the best person for you to ask any questions regarding real estate marketing, digital marketing for real estate and all that. So while we are going through all this, right, post your questions in the comment section below, and we will actually go over your questions towards in the middle of it or towards the end of the session to answer your questions if you have any of them. So without further ado, I really want to hand it over to Roy. Roy, can you actually give us a round of probably introduction, a brief one about what have you done and what do you see about digital marketing and Facebook advertising for the industry?
Okay. Hi everyone. Okay, I'm Roy Chong. I'm from Singapore. Okay. Okay. What happened? Okay. I am in the real estate for 18 years by accident. I never thought of coming into real estate when I graduate because I studied computer science, and somehow
Manfred also past life.
My previous life is in programming. No?
Yeah, previous life.
Me too. I graduated in NUS. Okay, I'm a software engineer. I worked in Hong Kong for 1 year, doing the airport system. Then I really love my job. Then accidentally I stepped into real estate. So at that time, so at that time in the early days in real estate, the typical way that we go out there to get property to sell is using what I call flyer. Then we do roadshow. Then I remember my first year, every night I have to go door to door knock. In Singapore, we can go and door knock. And it's very safe. It's very safe. Okay. So that's how I started. And subsequent, during that time to advertise for property that we're selling, we only use classified ads. So subsequently, I went into commercial, everything, and the digital part came in. The digital part came in is whereby the first wave of digital came in is where we start to see real estate portal. I think in Singapore, the popular one is Property Lim. I think Malaysia is the iProperty. So that is the first wave for digital, whereby that time we just see people used to advertising in classified ads compared to the digital.
Okay.
Then subsequently, things start to change. Then next moment, I went into what I call pay-per-click, where people you have the Google pay-per-click. Then next moment, I went into SEO, search engine optimization, because of my background, computer science. Then some people ask me, hey, why you computer science switch to real estate? I can only tell you in Singapore, sometimes our system is after you graduate, then you know what you do not like.
I totally agree with that.
You agree or not?
I totally agree.
What you study and what are you doing? Is it?
I'm an economics graduate, international economics. I'm supposed to work in the bank. By right, or the investment bank kind of thing. No, I don't like it.
What you study and now?
Programming.
Yeah. So sometimes what we study that we still like, but I felt that it also gives us an edge in how we look at things, how we analyze. So in fact, my background academically helped me to not just in terms of Facebook marketing, but as well as number crunching for the property movement and the property investment data. So we are not salespeople. We are really have to analyze and also give advice. All this. So it's similar. So subsequently, SEO, all this, this Facebook come in. There is a big change when I'm doing PPC and Facebook, because PPC is we get very targeted people.
Hot leads.
No one will ever go and key in a new project name or this property for sales with the keyword. That means people that key in, click, go to a website, fill out their form, they are more or less very. But when it comes to Facebook, initially when I started Facebook marketing, I really don't like it.
Why?
Very troublesome.
It's a display type.
Yeah, I just need to create a website. Of course, when we create a website, we also know what we have to have a proper, what I call the CTA, the call to action, everything. Very straightforward. Then we just do the keyword research. Well, but when it comes to Facebook, it's really like, we break that. Yes, it's very, although sounds systematic, define your audience. Then next time you add copywriting. Sounds very straightforward. But you only learn every time you do new campaign. And there is no campaign that is forever champion, because the behavior of the consumer may change. And your ad may be also after a while decay, all this. So it's very dynamic compare. And I also love it because a lot of people, after they go through, right, their first campaign is their end of Facebook marketing. Because first campaign don't work, so it becomes the end. So the end, then they start to look into the next online marketing. Maybe next one they will start to do what I call video marketing. So they prepare to do a lot of video. So this is where I see a lot of real estate agent. But till now, I felt that Facebook marketing is really the mainstream now. It's something that, because most of the consumer is still using Facebook. I cannot deny there is the
older will be in Facebook.
What older? The younger one, 20 to 30s is Instagram. Okay. We
Roy
are
is
the
TikTok
younger
era.
one, 40, 50 is the Facebook.
TikTok, people play TikTok, you know, no, TikTok, you got it in your phone or not?
But what I say is the mainstream is in terms of real estate marketing, the social media marketing. Facebook, I felt that is still the mainstream. Of course, when we advertise in Facebook, we also advertise in Instagram. TikTok, I have not tried Okay, is too old maybe that technology. Okay. So, but I felt Facebook as is still the mainstream. I felt that most of the customer that is buying property are still reading Facebook. So that's why I felt that Facebook should be the mainstream. And that's why I spend most of the time doing that for real estate.
Okay, yeah. But that probably will bring us to the first question already. I mean, but before I read out the first question, I really want to bring this out, because Chiwa was saying Facebook is a monster. Responding to what you say just now. Chiwa is our, a good friend. Chiwa follow every one of our episodes. So Chiwa, thanks for coming in here again. So now, to pick up from what Roy shared just now, I particularly like one part, which is the dynamic. The behavior, which is very dynamic when it comes to Facebook advertising. I think it largely not because of the system itself. That's what I want to highlight. I think it's because of how people use Facebook. Yes. See, a lot of time, like for example, the other day we were just discussing, sometimes lead gen works really well, but sometimes it stopped working not because the objective stopped working. In a lot of time, it's really the people stop responding. That's why people shift. It's the behavior. That's why Facebook become very interesting or sometimes very troublesome to a lot of people. It's because it's human behavior that is really shifting. Now, I want to bring up this question. We have been preparing this portion of the questions already. So, Roy, in your opinion, after running digital marketing for real estate for so many years, you have experience in PPC, SEO. But when it comes to overall, what is your opinion? Which is the best way to get leads for real estate? What is your take?
Okay, in fact, when you say best way, it's very difficult to answer what is the best. because definitely it depends on what type of property we are marketing. For example, I think be it in Singapore, Malaysia, we always have those the developer new launch. So the developer new launch, okay, of course, the fastest way is using Facebook. However, I would always advise agent, do not just rely on one. Do not forget all your warm leads. Your warm leads are the one that may be the first part that you have to go. That means I still rely on phone call. That means calling my
those people that already in your database, you go through them
or my past customer, all these things. Because we are in sales. But one of the common mistake that agent always like to make is they always keep looking for cold leads and forget about their warm circles. So that's why I say I can't say a best way. But if
I think it's a typical attitude for most salespeople. I used to run sales before, and generally it's that the first thing first, they go and think about new customers. They totally forgot that they have current customers that they can tap into.
Yes, correct. Because that is something a low hanging fruits. Even they don't buy now. I would rather say no matter what prospecting, online, offline, it's all about database collections and how we nurture that database, be it you use it online or offline. So even like last time when we do cold call, all this, we still store those people that call that they have interest, or we find out that when they have interest to sell, we still store that in spreadsheet or notebook, all these things. So it's all about database collections. Of course, this Facebook come in is a very strong interruption, and I really love just now Chiwa, is it that say Facebook is a monster? Yeah, I definitely agree. It's whether this monster love you or hate you, because this monster is not easy to handle because they are literally changing their algorithm almost every day. Sometimes it's like I have to make guessing how the algorithm work because it's all run based on artificial intelligence. So, but on the other hand, what I like to emphasize is, Facebook is just a channel to me. It's just a platform. But how we use it, there's many ways. That means I like to classify one, direct advertising. That means directly I advertise to promote this. That is one way. Okay, I don't care whether it's lead form, messenger, or this. Another way is I do branding using Facebook. That means I do a series of consultational video to add value to the customer and let them know me. That is another objective, but I also using Facebook. So that's why I always like to advise is when you use Facebook, what is your real objective, not in terms of the technical. Because if you are going into branding, you have to sit down and plan. Okay, how many series of video? Of course, before and what is it? What are the type of audience you are targeting? The mass market, okay, the high net worth, or what? So all these go into, and the finally part, you still have to face the Facebook monster to go up your campaign. So this is more than just using Facebook. Is a part of your business plan, in terms of using that. So of course, I felt that Facebook. Why I felt that in terms of all the social media marketing is strongest, and I really like the remarketing part and the lookalike audience. I felt a lot of people have used Facebook, but they have not really fully go deep into this aspect. Because once you can use it, it actually keeps cycling and giving you new audience set. Saying it's easier, but it's not so easy because why? Because if you create look-alike audience, if your seed audience is not so good, it will also create the not so good for you lah. Rubbish in, rubbish out, and good in, good out. So
True.
that would say that you have to really spend time, be it daily, to go through your campaign, look through all the metrics, and optimize that campaign. That's what I'm doing.
Wow.
Yep. I think I
More
picked
like
up
a
something
digital marketer than a real estate magnate, man.
totally, man. This is not a real estate old school people
I
talking.
don't
This
sound
is
a real estate guy.
no, you
are
don't
one
sound like a
of
real
us.
estate guy. You
You
sound
don't
like a
bluff me.
programmer.
You're not real estate people. You're digital marketer already.
Now we have a question coming from Chiwai. I think this is relevant. Let's bring it up for a while here. Chiwai was asking, what is the acceptable good rate for CTR in terms of real estate? I think we talked about this.
Okay.
Roy.
Yeah, I think when I was having a chat. Okay, because for me, I'm also guiding my real estate agent in terms of Facebook marketing. So I always set a guide, but I always say a guide because we do have to prune away the not so good asset, all this. So the guide that I always set for my agent is the CTR at 3%. If 2 point something,
CTR all lah.
3%.
CTR link click link click or
Link click
which one?
Link click all.
Huh?
Link click
Link
all.
click
All is
3%
3%.
reasonable.
3%.
Okay.
So if it's below 1%, throw it away lah. Redo. Okay. But if it's 2 point something, they have to start to look into the ad response. It may be their ad copywriting, but generally I set at 3%.
See, digital marketer talking already. This is not real
And
estate
the
agent.
cost per lead that I always set in, because I pay a lot of school fee to Facebook International. Okay.
Must give you ang pao.
Okay. The per lead I set at almost like have to be below $30 Singapore dollar.
Reasonable.
It's already considered at the high side, but I think it's reasonable for Sing.
Yeah, but there is one thing that I felt that Facebook can never do is the quality of the leads. Because, for example, I set all this guide for my agent to follow is just a guide. However,
Right.
there may be certain ad set that give more leads. But that doesn't mean it's good. We have to be very careful. So when we call, right, because we use another CRM we can trace this lead is from which campaign, which ad immediately. So when we call, we are very sensitive to see, okay, this lead is from this asset, this type of ad. Although certain asset give us a lot, but we found that, how come this asset every time we call what I call more of like information seeker? Even on Facebook metrics is look good, I may just prune it away. So we still have to use the human things to see. We can't just look at the metrics at the Facebook itself, because
Sometimes
we also have to judge.
They are curious onlooker and serious buyer.
Yes,
Have to differentiate them.
Yeah.
But what is your actionable lead ratio? As in, like, for most of the campaign, what is the benchmark that you're using? Let's say 100 leads comes in. How many percent of the leads should be actionable?
It's similar as what you shared with me. I was
On my end, I was looking at 20%.
20% workable lah. Because why? I also cannot figure out. I don't know sure happening to you or not. Got a lot of fake lead on eh. That means these people say they never, or maybe the competitors.
Same line one go and kacau you.
But it seems because I don't understand why must do such things. They also don't make money. They just like to kacau.
Last time pay search you do this you lose money, but they don't know Facebook they do this just want to take up your time only.
Yeah lah, I also spoil my database
So you do look alike then they are the rubbish
Rubbish out lah. True.
So that's the key thing. So every time I always sharing with people that is doing it, because most of the time initially when they start they will complain, hey, I got fake lead, all these things, my lead is not so qualified. But I explain to them, this is part and parcel of Facebook marketing. So once you accept it, then the next thing is set a benchmark. If out of 100 all junk, you better remove. It's because why? That database is no use already. You can't use it for remarketing. You can't use that for lookalike. So I felt it's around 10 to 20% is good enough.
Good. Okay.
How about the link click through? Link click through.
Link click through, I never use that. I just use a CTR.
Okay.
I think link click through we can actually put it at standard at 1%. I think any campaign
1%.
that is lower than 1% also I won't be actually looking at that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, Chiwa was saying, you know, let's bring up Chiwa. Chiwa get chatty today again, you see. Volume doesn't guarantee leads. And Chiwa
Agree.
also have this, and Chiwa also has a story to tell, you know. Auntie 60 a year, what do you sell, Chiwa? I mean, Chiwa sounds like an agency to me. No, he sounds like a digital agency to me. Because he did mention in one of the chat just now, he said he want to.
How you got my number? This one is very common. Sometimes even myself when I call my agent,
For
you
this
get my number.
scenario, I strongly recommend you have to ask a series of questions to qualify them. You don't qualify them if the real buyer really go and feel, I want to $10,000, sorry, $1 million is okay for my budget. I'm staying, so and so forth. Actually, I remember some question you need to put. So if serious buyer go through this kind of question, chances of getting this kind of people won't be there.
Yeah, like
remove the accidental people.
Correct. I totally agree.
And for those who can, I would say it will reduce, but I will not say that it can remove entirely. But that is one of the that
you will still have.
Cannot bring 100% on. It's a bit difficult. Yeah. For those who are watching, for those who just joined, you're watching the 3 Marketeers show, and you know you have main host me, and we have Manfred from Singapore and Andrew, and today we have special guest Roy Chong. For those who actually just accidentally click in without knowing what is happening, today we talk about real estate marketing digital marketing for real estate. And Roy just covered the first question, which is very interesting insight that he shared about what are the best way to get what do we call lead using digital marketing. He was saying, because Roy has vast experience in digital marketing, not just Facebook advertising. But one thing I pick up very strongly that I totally agree with him is, sometimes when you are doing digital marketing, you have to think from the other angle. Is not just the advertising part, even the content also, you need to become a content producer already. When you're running ads, you shouldn't be just depending on the ad. You should also do a lot of other things to build. Like, for example, I recently started doing heavily on YouTube, not just YouTube. I do a lot of videos lately. And when I become, I switch my role a little bit. It's like a kind of a mindset. I switch my role to become a content producer instead of a content consumer on social media. Things change. Totally change. Because the moment you think from the angle of being a producer, you start thinking about what are the things that you want to bring to the community to create value, because that actually works very cohesively with your advertisement. It's a journey that you need to nurture them through. I was just doing another video for my daily tip here that was talking about, when you are running ads, right, a lot of people will be seeing your ad and they click over to your page and see what are you doing. So you can't totally be blank on the page itself, you see. You have to do a little bit things here and there. And what you actually portray on your Facebook page defines, what are the so-called the image that you're building for yourself. But thank you so much for the first question, Roy. But that brings us to another question, which is this one. Now, using Facebook ads, based on your experience, which objective is best to get real estate leads? This I can chip in a little bit, but I would like to hear from your experience from the Singapore perspective.
Okay, personally, what give me the best result is lead form.
With questions, with some questions.
Okay, of course, the common one that we are using is lead form, drive to traffic, that means to your website, and the last one is messenger. Okay, last time the one that I really don't like is messenger. Why? They send a message, wow, you really have to answer them a lot of things. Then you need to get their handphone number. Then they bye only. You waste all your time.
That's why they changed already.
So how we counter that is we use the business WhatsApp.
Okay. That is also another one.
You can see back their number already. So, but in terms of costing, I felt among the three, of course, the lead form is the most expensive compared to drive to traffic, as well as the messenger. But I have tried all. I felt that the lead form, the type of the quality somehow is better,
more stable.
I'm not sure. I don't know the reason, and I also felt that I'm not sure in Malaysia, is it lead form is more expensive compared to drive to traffic and messenger? My side is very obvious.
Okay, because
Yeah.
if we examine, I mean, there are a few angles of looking into this.
Yeah.
Okay, cost per lead definitely is always higher when you're using lead form. Based on
CPM.
the case, yeah, no, cost per lead,
Yeah. Okay.
cost per result, cost
Yeah.
per result is always higher on the
Agree.
on the lead gen, and
Agree.
the cost per result for messenger lead gen can drop up to maybe just 20% of the cost for the lead form.
Yes. Similar.
It's about
Similar.
that.
Around 30% difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when we switch over to landing page view, which is the traffic part, which you want to use your own website to get the sign up form and everything, cost per click also kind of reasonable. But if you calculate by cost per result, usually website cost per lead is higher than everything. It's the highest amount of. Then WhatsApp is the second lowest after Messenger.
Yeah.
So these are the 4 methods that we do.
Yeah,
Roy,
reason why I like is because I also compare that with the quality of the client that call in. So somehow, maybe for me, of course, some of my friends, their result may be from the website drive to traffic, but for me, so far, lead form work very well for my site.
Roy, do you see a difference between the value of the property that you market compared to the so-called a channel that comes in? So, for example, if you market a very high-end, super penthouse kind of what, most of the leads will come in terms of lead or messenger or traffic. Is there a difference? Do you dissect?
I really can't comment on that because now almost 90% of my campaign is using lead form.
I see. Okay.
When I don't
No,
use lead form, that means I'm doing experiment.
right.
Yeah.
I have a very interesting case.
Yeah.
Okay, this is really happening to when we were selling. What was the project? Commercial project in Klang Valley. Okay, when you go lead form, that is a very particular, interesting experiment that we did. Lead form cost per lead damn high, and the friction and everything, is also quite difficult to get good number as well as good leads coming in. Then we changed it. We switched it over to WhatsApp. WhatsApp works so well because we were targeting the bosses, and most of the time the bosses don't have the time to go through and submit lead and all this. They prefer direct communication. So WhatsApp link direct conversation works so well for this particular campaign. And there was another scenario where we were experimenting for the Northern project that we were doing. Lead gen works. Lead gen sucks all the way. For certain area, seriously, residential, we were experimenting. The lead gen, we actually experimented all 4 methods that I mentioned. Turns out Messenger is the one that gets us the stable number as well as the stable quality. So I think that also has got to do with the human behavior as well. Certain group of people, certain part of the world, probably certain group of people likes to have different way of interacting. So I would suggest, in my opinion, I think when you are running lead gen, when it's not working for you, the cost is getting too high. It's always it's always a good option to try another method, and see how it works for you, and try another method. Because a lot of people, this is what I observe. A lot of people, when lead gen is not working, for example, they keep on banging on lead gen. Keep on changing the audience, keep on changing the advertisement. Now, my argument is always very simple. Put it this way: the product that you are selling has got 5 USPs. No matter how you change, it's like that only. What else magic can you come out with? And then you can say that this house can grow unicorn. Cannot happen. It's the same thing there, right? It's the same thing, and all the images that you get from the developer, it's the same thing. What else magic can you do? Is that? And you are targeting this group of people. It's always that, but they always bang on this, and lead gen, this tweak, it cannot come up. I'll say, just try another method. Sometimes it could be. We just locked down too much ourselves into an area where we wanted to crack the code, but sometimes the code is beyond, just outside. Yeah, just my experience.
Okay.
Yes.
Next week I do an experiment on drive to traffic. I let you know. I WhatsApp you, tell you the result.
Can I look forward to hear that. Yeah. But I think basically that sums up to this, this question and also Andrew's question. I think there are many reasons, and I believe we just have to keep our mind a little bit more open on this thing. I mean, that's my opinion. Yeah. Okay. Now, good discussion. Let's move to the next question. Okay, this question is a little bit open-ended, but I don't know how Roy is going to take this. Come.
What kind of customer buy property?
I think the angle will be this. Investment or own use for the market that you are serving right now. What is the ratio?
Maybe I will look at the context in two ways. Maybe I share with you why I love my job. Okay.
Right.
It may
okay, I like
okay. Why? Because I told you I used to be a software engineer. I was a project director doing on the software at Hong Kong side. Then suddenly I just quit without job, don't know what to do. So I have 3 choices at that time. First choice, insurance agent. Second choice, MLM. Third choice, real estate. So insurance, I felt that time I don't know sales, but I felt that it's the most difficult things to sell in the entire planet. Then every time during that period, when anyone give me a name card, I see insurance, I run away, man. I see him. Next time he call me, I also scared one friend. So I felt if I become insurance agent, what go around will come around lah. So better than be an insurance agent. Then MLM, very tempting. You go to their talk, you hear already, you also get high. But then later, I think at that time, Singapore only 4 million population. Like quite difficult to. So then I think real estate, real estate not bad. Even people don't feel like selling, have this common nature, what I call in Singapore, our language, kepo, busybody. Even you don't feel like buying or selling, you also want to know your current property worth how much. Then you also want to know the current property trending. Is it going up or going down? Sounds easier. So that's why I went in. But when I went in, I realized another beautiful things about that. Times have changed. During my early 18 years ago, all this is, you no need to create a need for someone to buy and sell. Like insurance, they will create a need. But for real estate, they already decided they want to sell and they buy. You no need to tell them why is it so good to buy and why is it so good. So I just provide my best service, value add to them. So
easier lah.
Yeah, and two, I felt that this. So I know how to create, but now we need to create that for the wealth creation part. But on the other hand, is what kind of customer buy property? I think be it in Malaysia, in Singapore, is the same. The cycle always the same one. The cycle is how the cycle work. The people that buy, number one, the highest demand when they get married. Because when people get married, they want to shift far away from their parent.
I like that.
Then after 5 or 6 years, they create their little one, the baby. They have to sell and shift near to their parent, so the parent can help them to take care. So every 5 years, I can do their business. Then after that, when the children grow up and get married, what go around come around. Their children also want to move out.
Want to sell away from the parents.
Then their house too big. So their house too big, they have to go down to a smaller house for easy area cleaning. So what kind of customer buy property? I already have described to you is the family cycle, the stage of life you are in.
Still got investment, investment also, investment. Investment also.
Investment maybe not much. What about Singapore? But I like the whole cycle thing. That's like never ending, or you keep buying only.
Yeah. So however, times have changed because in early day, people really buy property to have a roof. But as time go by, as internet come in, everyone get more knowledgeable about everything, be it property investment, share investment, everything. So property wealth creation become another things that people read about and want to go in. And in Singapore, is very unique. In Singapore, property price is very stable. In fact, is always rising one, no matter how much. So the other type of customer is looking at owning more than one property. I think when I just came out to work, we call that Singapore dream. What 5 C's what credit card, country club, car, all this. No already. Now we want 2 condo enough or 3 condo enough. Or the best, the 5C is condo. So time have changed and people go into property investment. So that is the other type. So we have what I call the and I frankly I also don't like to say, oh, we buy property for own stay or for investment. In fact, all property are for investment. Even you are staying in it, you are using your hard-earned money to pay for this property that you are staying in. How can you say that it's not for investment? Agree?
I like that.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah. Does it answer that question?
Yeah, man.
The way you mentioned
See
the
what you
life
said,
cycle,
Oh, I
the
like
way you
that.
mentioned the life cycle is very similar to insurance also. Insurance
Yeah.
also got a life
The
cycle.
stages of life. I want to see Jason 10 years later. What is your stages?
Hey. Wow. Okay. That's a good thing. But I totally agree. I think basically buying a property is really an unavoidable need. But what do you think about the shift of the younger generation? I mean, this is what we read from other countries lah. Because I don't own a property, and I probably would. I will lah, but I think some of my peers are those kind of people who say that they don't want to own a property just because they don't want to be tied down by all this, and they don't want to enjoy life. And I was told that in some countries like Germany and others, right, the demand is for property seems to be dropping. What do you think? Would this happen to our countries?
I think like Singapore real estate is completely we can't analyze it compared to other country. Okay, it's
Right.
not even Singapore and Malaysia, we cannot analyze the same way because we still have to reclaim land, my friend.
Yeah,
Not
true,
enough land. Malaysia,
True. It doesn't happen to.
yeah, Malaysia one Iskandar already like so big already. KL is like Singapore. So I felt that in Malaysia there's still abundance of land, but of course Malaysia compared to US is even much bigger. So it's different way. We cannot use the traditional way, and every country have its unique part. So in Singapore, the price I would say that in fact Singapore is easy to see. You just see what happened to Hong Kong. They are a forward indicator of Singapore because we are so
Right.
similar. Limited land, ever growing.
Well, I'm very scared of. I don't want to be caged, stay inside the cage. No.
No, that's why please own a property as soon as possible. That's why I always
Right.
tell my client, okay, how I wish my dad in early day owned a landed property in the 1970s. Well, now I get
But that
to
will become
enjoy.
gold already, oh.
But on the other hand, I also don't want my son 20 years later, maybe Jason invite my son and he say, how I wish my dad Roy buy one. So we are also having to do that for our next generation.
So you're doing that already, lah. Good. I mean, I totally agree. I think for the life stage kind of thing is definitely something that we want to look into in terms of buying property. Now, I want to actually turn the question from another angle, which is I want to bring this question up first. Okay, in this time, I'm not sure. Some people are having problem. From my circle, some of my students, some of them are actually having challenge pivoting digitally during the pandemic time, and some actually did well, of course. But what is your take on this thing?
Okay, so this pandemic. Okay, maybe before I go on to that, I think Facebook marketing, one thing, just now you say what is the best way to get leads, right? I want to add
Right.
on one thing.
Okay.
I felt the best way is consistency. That means you cannot say you do one campaign, already fear, then you stop, then you look for new technology or new platform. Facebook campaign, you have to be consistent. That means even it do well, don't do well, you have to keep consistent. That means you keep advertising. Because what? You may fail initially. But the moment you fail, you give out, right? All your time and effort is 100% lost. But if you keep pressing on and consistently do it, you will definitely hit your win time.
But
and
of
you
course,
can
when it's
win back.
wrong, you have to tweak a bit lah.
Yes, correct. But the moment you stop completely and give up, you lost everything already. There's no chance for you to earn back in terms of what I call the ROI. So when it comes to this question on this pandemic, okay, I would say that this pandemic actually fast forward the consumer behavior in adapting online marketing.
I agree.
Last time in US is more advanced than us because they are very far apart. So they can accept things like what I call virtual viewing. They can do a lot of this. But this pandemic, I felt that it has fast forward the IT, how consumer adapt to IT at least 5 years. At least 5 years faster. Because I think before this, Zoom or video conferencing is nothing new. We know video conferencing is nothing new. Long ago, there's video conferencing. But because of this, I think everyone get into Zoom, all this technology is so common. And now people, I remember
Facebook Live.
Yeah, MCO, your MCO, we call it
TV.
lockdown. But during this period, is I Zoom until I want to vomit. Every day, Zoom session.
Andrew is experiencing 5-6 Zoom every day. Crazy.
But the key thing is not about us. It's about consumer AD accepting all this. And consumer during that period also get nothing to do at home. So nothing to do at home. So they look for information. So they also get used to Facebook. Last time they may be just casual. But during this period, I think the Facebook share price also go up a lot. All this. So but consumer have changed. So I would rather say the other way. Okay. We have to adapt to consumer behavior. If consumer is going online, we have to go online to find them.
Yep.
It's not an option. It's a must already. So of course, I will differentiate. And of course, it's not you go. So I will differentiate different type of people that is going in terms of, say, for example, let's say I say use Facebook or any online marketing. Is first type, okay, they refuse to accept. They still say that last time 10 years ago I used flyer, all these things work, and they just still living in the past. This type we can't help. Then the second type is they know that they have to go into online marketing, Facebook marketing, but they keep telling themselves it's difficult. When they already felt that it's difficult, it will never be easy. So these type of people, okay, if you are listening to this and you are and felt that Facebook marketing is difficult, I tell you there is one solution. Join Jason 6 days.
Okay, I didn't see it coming.
Okay, I also joined your 6-day challenge.
Yeah. Thanks.
No, because I went through a lot of Facebook course, and the what I like about the 6-day challenge is because when it's technical so to some technical is easy, but once you dump everything in 2-3 days, during that period, a lot of things is you click here, click there, go back, they cannot see the big picture. So I think by breaking that into bite size, is good. And the best part is after 6 days, if you follow what you do, okay, I don't guarantee that everyone can do it, but I can guarantee if you follow the 6 days, you will know what you don't know. The most important part is discover what you don't know.
Same mentality as Manfred. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know.
Discover what you don't know, you don't know.
I like that. Wow, so complex. What you don't
that's
know,
不
you
知
don't know.
为不知，是知也嘛。
But the
Wow.
next type of learner is they attend training already. They went through, they go and do the campaign. Okay. The sad part is because they are alone. So they are alone. They also do not know who to turn to, what went wrong. The most sad part is working hard. Working hard is an ingredient. But however, you work hard, but you do not know what went wrong. That one is a tragedy. So that's why I always
deep.
like to look
We
for
all been through that,
like-minded.
to be honest. We all
Huh?
been through that. Confirm
Yeah.
Jason, myself, or Andrew cannot burn before also.
So that's why I like to link up with people like three of you, because I don't believe anyone will know everything, but
Yes.
we can always suddenly maybe Manfred, you say something, all this, it give me another idea in my industry. Okay, so but not everyone is also so fortunate that after the course they can find like-minded one. Sometimes it's the blur with the blur. Oh, then jialat. So what I want, because I've been through all this online marketing, BP, PPC, SEO, all this. Sometimes it's quite difficult to find that circle of friends or peers that want to learn together. Okay, so and I'm quite fortunate. I'm also doing Facebook together with my agent. So I also learn from my agent. I guide them, but they also I learn. I see their data. I also learn all these things. So, but for people out there that's listening to this, okay, if you cannot find like-minded people, I give you another solution. Okay, be the inner circle.
Okay.
Okay,
No, this is not stage,
whatever lah. But I thought that is the value. And the best is people all from different industry. I think that's something. But having said that, I have to answer this. Okay, if agents are not willing to accept, first thing they have to accept, we are already in the era of digital marketing. It's not that we like it, we don't like it. We have to follow consumer. Like my son, 15 years old, completely everything digital one.
Native.
Physical newspaper also don't like. He say, wait, daddy, what generation already we still need physical paper. iPad can read the newspaper, all these things. And these people that is 15, 16, 10 years down the road is the main consumer in real estate. It's not about how old we are. It's about how old our main consumer. Yeah. So I felt that we have to accept it, and it's a progress. It's a progress. It's not suddenly say I go and learn everything, and even whatever work now, 1 year later, 2 years later, it may not work. That's why I say it's always a journey in this Facebook. Yeah.
Wow, that's so much gem in this, man.
They change the algorithm and they never tell you.
That's one thing.
This one acceptable. They ban your account and no need to let you know why they ban.
I tell you, very painful one. Or ban your account.
For the past 3 months, I cannot ban 2 times.
Yeah, I also gonna ban a few times. But I think I want to really pick up what Roy was sharing just now. You really have to start somewhere. So if you want to talk about a pivoting, it's very simple. You need to start running ads. I think one hardcore fact that we need to accept is there is no more organic thing that it can happen on Facebook and all that. If you want to get meaningful result, all you need to do is actually to start running some ads. Basically start to reach new people, get contact in, and start your ball rolling. And eventually, when you start to when you have a pattern emerge, when you start making money, then you start paying more from on that, and eventually, this is how we take one step at a time. So when it comes to pivoting, I think boil down to the bottom is very simple. I think it's about getting started. That's what I take. Now we have a question from Chiwai. I think he picked up from Roy's question just now. Roy's sharing just now. With the virtual viewing in property scene, what do you think is the trend effective? It's a method effective when it comes to buying, or it's just a trendy gimmick? Property virtual viewing. Yeah, I like this question. Thanks, GY.
Okay. During COVID period, that means our lockdown period, the only way we can do is virtual viewing. And we did, like my division, we closed a lot using virtual. Okay, but now, yes, now show flat is open. So is this a gimmick? Okay, I would not say it's a gimmick, but of course the number of virtual viewing is reducing. It's reducing. But we still have to offer this channel because sometimes the show flat is completely closed at the advanced stage of the construction, whereby they have to close down the show flat to give way for the construction. So that give another avenue. And secondly, consumer, those, you see, we are doing Zoom, all these things. Consumer in their own office environment may be also doing Zoom. So there are still class of customer that is used to all this virtual thing. Is something that we have to offer. But whether have demand, don't have demand, we still have to offer. It's just like I go and go supermarket and buy things. They have to offer MasterCard, Visa, all these like Amex, American Express. Is it common?
Option,
yeah, it's not common, but they still offer. Yeah, so as an option. So it's very competitive over here. We are even doing, our company is even doing property weekend show. That means we keep we do this project. We have a 1 hour talk everything on over Facebook Live and also virtual viewing over Facebook Live, like a whole day. It's just like to replace the real property show whereby people go to the expos and go store by store. So whether is it at this moment people are accepting it, but I would say that majority still like to go to the show flat. Of course, given a choice, I always like to go to the show flat because I can connect with the customer easier. But
true.
Zoom, no matter Zoom, the best thing is save time. It saves time. Like I can be wearing a jacket, but below I'm wearing a Bermuda. No, spend so much time.
As long as you wear something.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So, but it saves time, but it may lose what I call the personal touch.
Right.
But now, of course, for real estate agent, I really have to share with you. As a real estate agent, weekend is not easy because we have to wear the mask whole day and talk to the customer. It's not easy. And secondly, we are doing sales. The customer cannot see our expression. It's not that easy for us. And we cannot see their expression also. So now with the mask, customer mask on, we cannot see their body language so easily through this. But Zoom, we still can see.
Yeah, at least digital, we can still see the whole face. Out there, you don't see face anymore, you see mask only.
Yeah, correct. Yes.
I think it's a very difficult. That's a point that I never thought of, but I think it makes sense. Because the expression and all this is still part of the interaction. True. I like that. Okay, let's bring up the last question, Roy. This is a bit, I think this is interesting. What do you think? Is YouTube marketing for real estate a must in the future? What do you see this YouTube thing? Are you on YouTube, by the way? Do you have a channel? You want to promote or not?
No. Okay. I still not at your stage of doing content marketing, which I felt that is really important. I felt YouTube marketing, I would rather look at it in two ways. One is the advertise. That means the video come out and haunt you. So every time before you watch. The other one is what I call content marketing. Okay. I felt that be it YouTube or what, direct marketing, online marketing, that means I put out the ad, I wait for a response. That one is the fastest way to get leads. But the disadvantage is I lost this, what I call the branding element. content marketing is you are getting your audience and you slowly nurture them. And they know you, they trust you rather than the product you're trying. So I felt that, okay, I have to be very real, okay, because I only have 24-hour all this. I currently I'm doing leads database collection. I nurture them through other means. That means I follow up with them. Okay, so that's where I want to differentiate these two. Because why some people they felt that they felt that content marketing is cheap because no need to pay for advertising dollar. But to me,
Oh,
the amount of time,
yeah.
effort, creativity is much more expensive than paying the ad and get customer. But you need both. You need both slowly to merge. But for a beginning, you need to get leads, close, make money, then slowly you go into this content. And this content is a commitment there. Cannot say to
Really.
this week you do, next week you don't do, this week you do it. If you cannot even like consistently look after your Facebook ad, what made you think that you can have that commitment to keep doing the content marketing?
Good point.
That's the question. That's the question.
Solid.
The way you describe it is very similar to paid Google ads and organic, the SEO,
Yeah.
SEM. Very similar.
Yeah. So it's the same thing. So, but on the other hand, the next things that I will be exploring into is more of the paid YouTube's advertising. Reason why I felt that it's still underutilized. It's still underutilized. Because most of the people is using Facebook for branding video. A lot of time they use the Facebook to do a lot of their branding video on this. And during this period, more and more people use it. But YouTube, on the other hand, if you compare the advertising price for branding for showing your video, is much lower than
yes.
the Facebook. Yes. So I felt that one people have not fully used it, and I will felt that if Facebook costing keep going up, because why it will go up, it will definitely go up because more and more people is coming into Facebook, but not many people is going into YouTube advertising. That's why in YouTube advertising, I'm not sure in Malaysia, do you every time you go to YouTube, okay,
Two advertisement.
every time is that few people haunt you one.
Yeah. If you give me 35,
it depends on your niche lah. Okay, so and okay, so I felt that is another channel that a lot of people may have missed that. And I felt that that is the next wave that may be in. As for content, I felt that it's important, but I felt the commitment is really tremendous. And also secondly, it's because it's already going into branding. That means you have your own fans. Then I felt that because it's similar as what I did in my around 10 years ago. 10 years ago, I wrote 2 books. Okay, I wrote 2 books. It get very blessed. My book get into the #1 Straits Times #1 seller at that time. Then from there, I go into what I call seminar speaking.
Right.
That means every time I do a lot of seminar, all this. So then I start to have my fans, all this, and I always update them through my seminar, what is good to buy, all this. So all those are what I call the previous way of doing branding. But now we don't need a stage, AD. Okay, your room is your stage.
Yeah,
And the key is it's important that your content must be good, but it's even more important that your frequency of appearance must be there. And the next key thing to go into that route is you must also make sure you can gather what I call your hate club. You know why? Because to be a successful, in my opinion, if you are doing content, that means you're going to have fans. Okay, that means you want people to love you. But it cannot be if you don't have people that hate you. You need the more people hate you, that means the more successful you are. Because
Donald
if you
Trump
hate you, people love you, that means no people notice you. That's why I have a question to ask Jason. Hey, your hate club 嘴不?
I think it's growing.
No, because if no people don't like you, that means no people have noticed you.
True.
That's
Totally makes sense.
So I felt it's two different things. So I felt that YouTube marketing is the next thing after Facebook. I felt that is important. But currently, I felt Facebook is enough to take up a lot of my time. But definitely, my prediction is YouTube will be the next one. Yeah.
I really like the way Roy puts it, you see. I mean, at the end of the day, as you can see, obviously, this guy is not a real estate agent. He's a digital marketer. 101% to the bone digital marketer.
Hey, you don't spoil my advice before. Okay, if anyone listening and you're interested in Singapore real estate, I'm a real estate professional.
Okay. He's the real estate agent. He's the real estate agent that knows digital marketing to the bit, Imagine how well he can sell your property. The right guy. Hey, good or not, this plug. No, I mean, I really like the way that, he sees the whole thing. He really knows in and out. The observation is really cool. But to add on now, when it comes to what do we call the YouTube marketing, because I've been experimenting YouTube marketing and I see very interesting results, despite I only have very minimal number of followers or subscribers. But what I agree with Roy is really one thing: consistency. When you are committed, now I'm doing a daily posting thing, crazy. I want Nike lah. Basically, daily, you want to do daily, but you can find a way to do a simpler version of commitment, as in how much you can actually put in, to create a content. But another thing that is really important, you must make sure that your niche is really something that it's a niche that somebody is looking for you. If you are doing, like, let's say for example, like my case, I'm doing content because I know for sure that this is really the place that people were looking for information that I'm offering. Like when property, I think it makes sense because the moment you grow, let's say if you're specialized in an area and then you do a lot of condo videos about that, when people look for that thing on YouTube or Google, they'll find you. So in a way that contributes to the overall. But one thing, you need to get the bottom line solid first. You need to get your ads running. You need to start getting leads coming in. Then if you have extra time, you're ready, then only you go into that, because you don't want to just, at the end of the day, 两头不到岸, you see. Both sides also cannot reach the shore, so it doesn't make sense.
One platform at a time. Conquer
Correct. One platform.
I'd like to add something about the
Let's do a quick wrap now. Please, everybody, anything you would like to add on?
Yeah, but of course still a while. Okay.
Hey, forgot about wow.
Yeah, give me a minute. Let me say about this thing. If you're going to choose social media, I think it's not really choosing the most active user. So you have to be all understanding about the needs of the audience in that platform, and you are there to serve their needs and why they go to that social media platform. For just like you mentioned, YouTube for me and for a lot of people is to learn things and to be entertained. So you must go along that line. I think in Singapore, Property Rim Brothers actually did very well on this one. For Facebook, I think it's more for people who like and share things that is helpful, interesting, shocking, or funny. So if you present your message in a story form, a video, or something that can stand out from the endless feed, people will share. Then you get more reach, and basically just a hook, a story, and a CTA. So the platform, what kind of audience are there is very important. So let me go down to the website of the day.
While we are letting Manfred do his preparation. Okay, by the way, for those who are watching, if you just accidentally bump in here, you're watching the Three Marketing Show. Three dudes plus one today, where we have Roy as our special guest. Three guys will come together every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. to talk about one specific topic about digital marketing and Facebook advertising. So if you like what we are doing, remember to hit the subscribe or like or follow button to make sure that you're able to get notified when we are when we are going live. Now, I really want to do this. Okay, Chiwai was saying he really hopes that we will have Roy back in the future. I think pick a topic anytime, man. I think Roy, right? Next time we talk about PPC,
Okay.
No lah.
Thank you,
Right.
Chiwai.
Thank you, Chiwai. And by the way, we really want to celebrate Andrew going solo. Andrew is out on his own. So anyone who's looking for digital marketing or copywriting service or anything, that you need help, digital marketing to the bone. This guy, 18. I mean, how many years? Andrew, do a shout out a little bit about yourself. Come on.
We are not supposed to sell anything here. Right?
Come on, we're not selling. We're not selling. We're sharing.
Sell lah.
Come on. Just do a quick one. Just do a quick one. What is your focus? When you're out? I mean, we were talking about having an area to really dig deep into the whole thing and be the best in the world. You see. So, what is your area of focus right now?
I think a lot of I've been testing a lot of ads and other things like Roy and everyone here. But what is a lot people tend to miss is they forget the after the click experience. So I want to focus on if somebody clicks on the ad, what are the things that you put after that to actually draw them into the point of conversion. So the idea is to turn strangers into customers. The ad is one thing, ad is easy, but once they come in, how are you going to, what are the things that you put in front of them? So my focus is that. So that would include stuff like your copywriting, your funnels, your offers, the way you structure your offers. These are the three things I think will make a lot of difference. So that's
email.
Email marketing.
And email. Andrew is the master of email journey planning and all that. Crazy. Come on, man. Okay, for those who like my 6DC landing page was done by him. 6DC email sequence was planned by him. I chip in a bit here and there. Best guy to have on your side in terms of planning all this back end content that really does the job without being, shown to the world. So this is the guy, Andrew. Remember his face over there, huh? Okay, no problem. Come, Manfred, it's your time.
Okay, one more thing, just to add on for Andrews, the email marketing. A lot of times, no matter what platform comes and go, you have all the email address in your hand. That's really power. No? Then you need email marketing to reach out. Same for real estate. You have this email. People do read email. It's just that they don't respond immediately. So bit by bit, by giving them value, they will come back to you. So do look for Andrew for email marketing. Okay, for copywriting. Okay, the last part of the section, our wow. This is answer the public. Jason, can you give the URL inside the comments?
Oh, okay. Let me copy in. So it's wow. Answerthepublic.com.
Answerthepublic.com. Guys, any topic that you want to search, this is more for blogging. Previously, you can see I put Lazada, Shopee, Facebook marketing.
Hey, let's search something. The guy is annoying. Facebook advertising.
Facebook.
The place keep coming like that. Annoying dude, man. Come on.
Facebook advertising. Free one, only 2 trials per day. Just want to let you all know. Okay. So they are gathering data. You wait for a while. 55 questions. You see, there's a lot of questions.
This is what I need. Questions.
Does Facebook advertising work? Does Facebook advertising work for small business? So and so forth. A lot of topics they can do. This is very good for SEO. So the visualization Then
right. This is good.
This is very fun. They put inside alphabetical order, like Facebook advertising costs, UK formats.
Right.
A lot of things.
It's useful when you want to plan for content because this one has different forks of questions and different legs of it, so that you basically be able to plan how you want to structure your content when you want to do it. Either it's blog or articles or even videos.
So you like these two? Okay, then do check it out. I remember 2 tries per day, free trials per day only. Okay, that's all.
Okay, I think it's good enough. It's good enough. Thank you so much, Manfred. Remember, Manfred is our 学霸啦. Anything knowledge-based, ask question. He's the guy who gives us the answer. And I really... Sorry, Andrew.
We are the crazy ones. We just go and do without knowing the background.
Yeah, sometimes go and bang the wall. They only realize, this is
Oh,
what I
yeah,
did
like
wrong.
that.
Manfred think first, before he does the thing. And really, we have to thank Roy. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for sharing your experience. And everybody who is looking for property in Singapore, when you want to look for either you want to buy or sell, this is the guy. Look for Roy. And later on, I will post his. You have the profile, right? I mean, your profile link, your Facebook profile link. Roy, later you WhatsApp me. I'll post it back into my so-called Facebook page, so that everybody who wants to get connected with you can actually come to you. And you have any, last wrap up that you want to share with our audience today, Roy? Anything?
Actually,
Start doing it.
First, I think thank you very much for inviting me. Okay, for this.
Thank you so
It's
much.
my first time second time. First time I was doing a Facebook Live on a property webinar. This one is the second one. First time been on a Facebook kind of ask questions without knowing what question
We
coming
are
along.
honored. We are
So
honored.
thank you so much. So
Thank you.
I also enjoy attending your training. So
Thank
and
you.
today I really glad to know Manfred. We are from the same country, and Andrew, I'm going to look for you very soon.
Okay.
Thank you,
I'll
sir.
post the
Really-
link. He commented already. Come back and look for this live. He's already there. Just click on his profile and start talking.
Yeah.
And anybody who's looking for service can look for Andrew. He's already ready to take up jobs. Please make him pack, so we can do other things together. So okay. Thank you so much for tuning in up to now. Thank you so much for watching the 3 Marketeers Show. Thanks, Roy, for joining us today. And next week, the same time, we're gonna be in at 10 p.m. And what's the topic next week?
Yeah, next week's topic.
We're gonna talk about YouTube. We have a guy with 100,000 subscribers will come on next week to share his journey. This guy lost his job at the early of the year. Earlier this year, he lost his job, and then he started YouTube channel. Within a few months, built from less than 1,000 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers. He has got some very interesting thing that you really want to learn. So if YouTube is the thing that you want to talk about, if YouTube is the thing that you want to look at and start planning something, tune in next week. We will have a very
It's going to be
interesting
another
guest.
fun session.
It's a very interesting guy, but this guy, he's also like me, jumping here and there. So we need to, Manfred, plan your questions. Not like Roy, Roy is very, smooth and well structured. But I don't know. We need to catch this guy a little bit. So Manfred, you're Manfred's the guy. Okay, guys. Thank you so much for staying with us up to now. Okay, thank you and good night. I'll see you next week. See you next week. Thanks.
See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.